You ready?
Yep.
Hello, my name is Quentin Martin, and I'm here to talk to you about climate change. My major claim is that humans have caused a substantial change in global climate. I'm going to support this with three secondary claims. My first one is climate has a negative effect on water and air temperatures. My second is deforestation causes CO2 levels to rise, which contributes to climate change. And my third is climate change has a negative effect on ocean levels. Climate change has a negative effect on water and air temperatures by burning fossil fuels, and deforestation produces carbon, soot, and greenhouse gases that go into the atmosphere and create a barrier around the Earth. This barrier is sort of like a semi-permeable membrane. For those that don't know what that is a membrane that lets things in but does not let things back out. And this membrane holds in the sun's rays. The sun's rays will go into the atmosphere, bounce off the Earth, and stay within this bubble or barrier, and that's what causes the Earth to heat up. And this, heat melts the polar ice caps, which is also a contributing factor why the Earth cannot reflect the sun's rays. My second point is deforestation causes CO2 levels to rise and CO2 levels to rise, which causes more global climate change. Deforestation causes levels of pollutants in the air to rise, and the plants are a crucial key to keeping CO2 levels and pollutant levels down, because as many people may know, is that plants and trees and plants take in the CO2 and push back out oxygen. Plants can actually take in the CO2 levels and the pollutants and keep the greenhouse gases from leaving the surface of the Earth and floating to the top and creating that big barrier. The release of greenhouse gases and CO2 can actually hinder other plants and trees from taking it in and pushing out more oxygen. It can actually create a natural deforestation, which it'll suffocate the plant and sort of smother it, and the plants will die. According to Professor Manning from Cambridge University, their city officials are trying to put plants in to actually take away pollutants from large cities like LA, San Francisco, New York, and create a better environment, sort of a better subclimate. My third claim is that the climate change has a negative effect on ocean levels. According to Dr. Quinn of also Cambridge University, there's been an 8-inch rise in ocean levels due to human-induced global warming between 1960 and 2003. The water level rise is a result of rising temperatures because the ice caps are melting because of this semi-permeable membrane that's around the Earth. From 1870 to 2004, there's been a rapid acceleration of sea level rise. So in conclusion, climate change is due to humans sending out pollutions. Humans have caused a substantial change in the global climate, causing a negative effect on the air temperatures, a negative effect on the ocean levels, and deforestation. Thank you.
All right.
When do you want the speech evaluation?
Oh, the peer evaluations?
Yeah.
You know what, since you've got it in your hand at the moment, why don't you just set it right there on top of that? That's great. I'll collect the other ones later on. All right. The claim is pretty clearly stated. There's a reasonable preview. I thought that your first and your third points, though, are not really stated as cause-effect issues, and that's basically what the main proposition is. So they are really describing what the effects are as opposed to the causality issue, and I think that's a little bit problematic. On the first point, we get an explanation of what the greenhouse process is, but I'm looking for the proof that it is happening and that it is caused by human activity. I didn't even get a basic reference on that. I think that most people assume that that's the case, but I think you need to have a little bit more information to support that. On the second point, on deforestation, again, you explained the concept of deforestation, but the only evidence that I got on the deforestation point was the information that says that some cities are actually trying to do urban forestation. So I don't have any idea how much deforestation has occurred, what the reason is to believe that deforestation has screwed up our ability to, suck up the CO2 in the atmosphere. I'm sure that there are researchers who say this, and I have no doubt that you probably found them, but they did not find their way into the argument as it was being presented. The third point did have some more specific information about the ocean levels. You did give a source citation there that gave us a statistic or some numbers about like an increase in the amount of the water levels of the oceans, and then also kind of describes the melting of the polar ice caps, although I didn't see any data on the polar ice caps melting, so if there's any information that suggests that the caps are smaller, that there's less area there, that would be awfully helpful. The measurement of the level of the ocean, it sounded like the last time you had any data on it was like 2003 or 2004 because you'd measured it, that there'd been some change between the 1960s, I think it was, and 2004. And I'm wondering, well, that was a decade ago. Is this continuing or is it just part of a natural cycle? I think there needed to be a little bit more evidence on this. I think you've kind of explained the basic concept here, but proving the concept requires a lot more information for your presentation. All right, thank you.